That sounds great.
So like, first of all, congratulations, because you're a published author.
Thank you.
Like your name is on a book, like
Right.
multiple books, like not just a
Right.
book, right?
Right. Which is
That
crazy.
right. So tell me about the inspiration. The book is bilingual. The book is a
Yes.
children's book, and you can explain better than I. Like I know that even within children's books, there's maybe even subgenres. Like
Yes.
each different age, etc. So tell me about the inspiration for Mi Mamá Es Una Superheroína.
Heroína.
Sí, dime.
So I wanted it's an homage to my mother. It's an homage to all
Beautiful, beautiful.
superhero parents who make it happen in spite of A B C D E F G. And I
Hmm.
didn't just want to say to my mom, "Oh, I appreciate, I've told her that for years. Oh, I appreciate what you've done for me and the sacrifices, blah blah."
Hmm.
But I wanted to do something more. I wanted something honestly that would outlive me, a la Hamilton. But I wanted something that was going to outlive me and that my grandkids could see. And even if technology failed tomorrow and they couldn't see what my mom looked like, they could see her in cartoon. They could see her
Mm.
and know what she did and how she inspires me daily. So that was the inspiration for that. And then the subgenre is I'm super into superheroes.
Hmm.
Always have been. I'll take an X-Men, a Superman, a Spider-Man, a Batgirl. I love them all.
How's
So
how's how's WandaVision? Have you even checked out WandaVision?
no, let me write that
Yeah.
down.
I want
WandaVision?
yeah, I mean, I'm somebody who doesn't know the world of superheroes too much, but I believe it's like a Marvel. I might be the other one. What's the other one besides Marvel?
Uh,
Y-
I don't know. Marvel?
You know what I
That's
mean?
not Marvel.
There's like two companies or something. I don't know. You could
Oh, I know what you mean. Give me a second. Universal, not Universal.
sounds right.
DC
DC.
Comics.
Yeah, right. You
Yeah,
can see that. I mean, you're more knowledgeable than I am, but anyways, but yeah, I've heard things. I've heard good things
I'm looking it up.
about WandaVision.
I'm looking up WandaVision. But yeah, but I have this whole plan in my head of little kids superheroes and the
Mm,
superheroes in their life. And I also too just wanted to acknowledge that kids don't have to look to celebrities or athletes to find
mm,
like supers. They're
mm-hmm,
literally in your neighborhood. It's
mm-hmm,
the guy who cuts the grass. It's the person who delivers the mail. It's your dentist. It's your
mm-hmm.
teacher. It's your mom and dad. It's your grandparents. It's your older siblings who help you, who let you get into bed with them at nighttime if you're scared.
Right, right.
Those are the superheroes that we should be glorifying. Not that celebrities aren't great, right? I've done my own share of acting. I love it. But at the
Mm-hmm.
end of every day, your heroes are right there. And it doesn't have to, be on television. So that was important for me to talk about as well.
That's really cool. I would guess that it wasn't something that you thought of like a year and a half ago and just put down on paper. I'm sure it's been brewing for a long time.
Yeah, I've rewritten this book 8 times.
Okay.
And I started about 12, 13 years ago, honestly. And I just I wrote it and I sat on it and I sat on it because I was like, does it sound too babyish? Does it sound too
Mm-hmm.
corny? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure how it would be received.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally, I was just like, during coronavirus, I had time. So found an illustrator and we vibed really well. And
Yeah.
so that's what we came up with.
Well, the illustrations are beautiful. They're. I was trying to figure out how to describe it. They're like there's just like a lot of focus on the characters. It's just like they're there front and center.
Absolutely.
It's very colorful. You can see the
Yeah.
expressions on their faces, etc.
Yes.
How did you find? Is it Sheila? Is it Sheila Alejandra?
Sheila.
Uh
Uh-huh.
huh.
See, Sheila
How did you
Alejandra.
find her? See.
So I've gone through four different illustrators
Mm-hmm.
in the last 12 years with completely different styles,
Sure.
watercolors, some who were super extreme comic book writers. So the characters are
Mm,
very comic booky.
I see.
And they just didn't work out for whatever
Mm,
reason. I mean,
mm,
I can share with you like four different covers that you'd be like, oh my God, the covers are so different. So literally I was sitting on the couch. Oh, I fixed my mind to get the book done in a year. So this
mm-hmm.
time last year, I was like, I'm getting this book done. I don't care what happened, blah,
Right.
blah. And literally once I said that, she popped up in my Instagram
Nice.
as an ad. And
Huh.
I was like, I was looking at the universe like, what the heck? Like
Mm,
literally it was like within 2 nights after I set my mind to it. She popped in, I checked her out. She's in the Philippines, actually reached out to her in the Philippines. And I just said, hey, I like what I've seen. She does a lot of characters of color,
mm,
different Latino color, Indian characters, African American characters, and I was like, okay, this is definitely somebody that I want to work with because she already knows skin tones and knows, slight changes in noses or expressions and things like that. So we got on the phone and we just kind of made it happen. But she's working on the next book right now. I have another one I'm doing, and she's working on it as we speak. So
that's very cool.
yeah.
I wonder about the choice in rhyming. Rhyme in English. Obviously, to rhyme in both languages wouldn't really be possible. It'd be forced.
Right.
Wondering about that kind of decision. I'm sure that probably affected what age group
Yes.
you were writing to also.
Yes. So the first four versions were not rhyming,
Okay.
and I didn't think they were enjoyable. They're
Mm,
very similar, right? They just didn't rhyme. But I didn't think that a kid would want to remember the lines or read it again and again and again.
mm-hmm.
I was like, well, what would make me as a kid? So I actually I went and bought about 30 children's books just to see what would appeal to me. And
Research,
the
right?
ones I
Yeah.
expensive
Mm-hmm.
research, but
Yeah.
I can send the books to your kids because I have them in a box. But I did a lot of research on like what was appealing in terms of colors and what I liked. And I just thought, I said, you know what? Let me just see if I can rhyme a couple pages. And who knew it? I was a rhymesmith. I didn't know that
Mm-hmm.
I was. And it
Mm-hmm.
was actually, once I started rhyming, it really started coming easy. And I would laugh and giggle. And then once I lowered the age group, I was able to have more fun with it and be more imaginative and more creative because
Right.
little kids will still believe.
Mm-hmm.
If I do it for older students, they're like, she's not a superhero. And I'd be really, I'd be just devastated. So the younger I went, the more creative I could be, the more
Mm-hmm.
touched, I think of it was more special that way. But
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy because all the adults that read it, they're all teary-eyed. And I'm like, guys, this is for the kids. And they're like, but my mom used to do that too. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
really cute.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I know you're a high school teacher, so you don't work with the younger ones, but you can tell you're a teacher. I mean, I even think going back to when you're talking about being a kid and you knew the songs in
yes.
Spanish or French or whatever, like that's everything, right?
Yes.
And I'm guessing you probably agree with me, like very few times as a high school teacher have I felt like something was too childish for my group,
Yeah.
right?
Like rarely. Yeah. No, we
You
go with all
know,
the childish material.
right? So, I mean, when I'm teaching allegory in my English class, we'll do green eggs and ham. and
Absolutely.
right, and for them it's like a trip down memory lane. So that's so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, singing and rhymes and all that, like it works as a
It
teacher, so
works.
why not for in a children's book? Yeah.
Why not? And it's just enjoyable, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just enjoyable. And I was actually writing last night and I write outside. Why? I don't know. So sitting outside writing in the cold and I got stuck on a word that didn't rhyme. And I took out pen and paper and I tried dance, pants, crance, dance, mance, gance. And I was like, this isn't it.
Mm.
And literally my neighbor's like over the fence, like hearing me calling out all these rhyming words. And he's like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, don't talk to me now. I'm like, I gotta get a word that rhymes. I gotta find it. So I found the word that rhymed, but it took me a while. But
Nice.
I love the rhyming. I actually started writing some children's raps in Spanish.
Huh.
Those will be out later next year. Those
Is
will be out.
you have your own SoundCloud or
No, that's
okay.
another thing I need to get on top of. I have 1,000 projects, but
Okay.
I will. Got to get
All
those
right.
copywritten before I share that with the world.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Eminem had a segment with Anderson Cooper back in the day.
Uh-huh.
If you can ignore the extreme misogyny, like he talks about like how he rhymes. It's kind of cool. Kind of
Oh,
interesting.
what was the
Just
overall gist of his plan?
I forget the exact word, but he talked about some of those words that you feel like they cannot be rhymed.
Yes.
And he would do like, what's the term, like an internal rhyme, or he'd do,
Uh-huh.
a near rhyme and all that. So
Yeah, I do a lot of nears. Yeah.
yes, right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure people kind of give you some lenience, like, all right, we're leaning on that. We get it. We
Yeah.
get it.
I did try and rhyme it in Spanish. So that's actually what held it up maybe like another 3 to 4 months is because I did put it in Spanish and then I went back and tried to have the same rhyme and, reason and count and, number on both sides. It didn't work for me. There are a couple pages on the Spanish side that ended up rhyming by accident. But for the most part, I couldn't. That'll be my next challenge with my next series of books is to get the rhyme, the pentameter and meter. Is that what it is?
I know what you're saying.
Meter and something else. I'm going to try and really get that down for the next series of books.
Pentameter.
Pentameter, that's what it is. Thank you.
Okay.
I really want to get the pentameter down in Spanish. I know I can do it. It's just going to take me to clear my mind, go sit at a beach or something and let the words come to me.
Nice. How excited was your mom? Was it a surprise for your mom that when the book was published?
It was a surprise to her when I sent her the really rough combination of when the illustrator put the words on the pages and we just had the outlines of the characters, they hadn't even been colored in yet. And she was teary-eyed and over the moon, and she, you know, tells everybody her daughter's writes children's books. I said, Mom, it's one book.
Singular.
Calm down. But no, she's over the moon. And then when I was able to send her the pictures that were colored, you know, fully illustrated them, and they were just so much more, you know, they really brought them to life. She was just in awe and surprised, and I was happy to see her so happy about a book. Like it was
oh
cool.
man, a beautiful thing. That's so cool.
Thank
That's
you.
so cool. Tell us a little bit about the storyline. I mean, you have told us the basics. Mom's a superhero. Like how so? What makes her a superhero?
So it's pretty cool. So the mom's a superhero. She does everyday super things, right? So the little girl, her daughter doesn't understand how she knows all the words of the homework. How can she cook all this amazing gourmet food? How can she, you know, pick up the couch and clean underneath it on Saturday morning? She doesn't understand, like, only superheroes could move furniture and only superheroes know all the answers and all the recipes. And then like they have a car that's pretty crappy. Their car is barely running, and the little girl sees it as an amusement park ride. But the mom is embarrassed that the car is, you know, backfiring and smoking. And the little girl's like, oh, the smoke is amazing. It's so cool. So that's basically the book is about, just the little girl seeing her mom do everyday things and just marveling at how she can do them all. She's not afraid of spiders. She's not afraid of the dark. You know, all those kind of things.
When you were writing it, so Justine is the narrator, the protagonist.
Yes.
How old did you imagine Justine to be?
Initially, I imagined her to be maybe 8 years old.
Okay.
But I lowered her to first grade to about six and a half, because I wanted everything to be even more magical than it could be. And I also started thinking when I worked at Disneyland, how at what age did I remember watching the kids lose the magic in their eyes? And it was always around 6, 7-ish before they started being like, it's just Snow White.
Right.
But you know, if you get them at, you know, kindergarten, first grade, they're still like, oh my God, it's Snow White. And so that's how I described it to the illustrator when I wanted on the cover, when I wanted the little girl to look at her mom. I wanted her to have those Disneyland princessy eyes. She looks at her like awe. So yeah, I definitely lowered her. But every single situation in the book, I lived it already. Like I remember each and every page. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I love me some smoothies, but with kelp, really?
Very good, very good. Well, that makes it current, right? Because everybody's on a health kick, so that makes it a little current.
Okay. No,
so
sure, be good.
I had to make it a little current.
I wonder how much do you feel like you stuck to like a formula? Like I know generally, I don't know as well as you do about like the formula and the structure of children's books, but you know, like the whole, like, you know, start your conflict at this page and you know, it should be 32 pages or 16. Like, I wonder how much you subscribe to that idea that it needs to be structured and formatted, or if you're a little bit more independent, I guess. So
I threw that all away. I probably spent about a year or two joining different book groups and different author groups and watching people break down, you know, protagonists, you know, climax, conclusion, all these different elements that go into a story. And when I sat there and tried to put my thoughts into that type of pattern, I really got stuck and stalled. And I couldn't write that way because because my life didn't unfold that way. And so when I just sat down and wrote about, you know, the 7 or 10 most awesomest moments that I remember as a kid, that's when the story came together. So I couldn't tell you which page the climax is on and what page concludes it. But I know those elements are in there because we've read a billion stories, so it kind of gets stuck in your mind. But I think teaching helped me to organize the book. Like just thinking about primero, entonces, luego, finalmente. Like I was able to do it like that. Like first she does this and then she does that. But yeah, when you go to book clubs, and I've joined so many over the years to try and push my book out. Right. It didn't work. I don't work that way, I think. So maybe that's why different book companies are like, we don't know about this book because it's not in that standard format. But no way, it couldn't do that. Right. Well, no, that's great. Yeah, the book does not suffer for that. I mean, it's not a problem. It's not an issue at all. It comes off great. I love, you know, some of the stuff about doing it bilingually is that we talked about the rhymes. There's some of the subtleties of like translation. Like I love, like you have
No sé cómo se dice onomatopoeia en español, pero
Yo también. I think it's the same onomatopoeia or something.
algo así. Es como gur y tan.
So that was hard. I actually had to look those up.
Okay, yeah.
I like trick boom. That's
Mm.
like yeah. I had I really had to look up those in the online because those I forget in English that I can't vroom vroom. I forget that's English. I was
Right.
thinking vroom was the sound that it always makes, but
Right.
in other phonemes those sounds don't exist. So I had to.
Sure.
Yeah, that's where the gur came.
Yeah. No, I mean, I remember my mind being blown when I was like, dogs say wow in Espanol.
Right, that's
Like
exactly it. The
what?
wow, the
Like that,
ha, the ha.
right?
No, the he. What is it? G. You know what I'm saying? J.
Sí, como J,
Yeah, hold on.
ajá, sí, sí.
Yeah,
I wonder if you felt like you were writing the Spanish of like Ecuador or Mexico or Colombia or La República Dominicana. Like,
yeah.
did you feel like a push to like generalize or standardize the Spanish?
I did to a certain degree. So I naturally write in a Costa Rican Spanish tense.
Okay.
So I went ahead and I wrote it in Spanish to the best of my abilities, and then I had it edited by two separate editors, one from Argentina and then one from Mexico.
Okay.
And they had two completely separate styles of wording, and I was like, what the heck? This is worse than English. So I just kind of combined my Costa Rican background, which I think is pretty neutral, with their very stylized backgrounds and tried to put it together. But I hope that even the use of mama and mami, those I had to really think about that, right? Because I wanted to do it right in Spanish. I didn't just want to type something and just turn it in.
Right.
So like I learned mommy is like what a child would say to their mom that's really sweet and loving, but mama is like a little bit more formal. How you present you and say, I wouldn't say this is my mommy, te presento mi mamá.
Sí.
Just little nuances like that I had to be mindful of, but yeah.
I know when I say Central American Spanish, I know even that's, there's more specific. I speak of like Guatemala, El Salvador. They use a lot of like more usted que tú y vos. Is Costa Rica the same as far as more formal on the general?
So Costa Ricans tend to be very proper, but they cut the words off.
Sí.
So it's the trying to figure out what the word was before they cut it. So
yo quiero los libros, por favor. Yo quiero los libros.
See, yeah, and you're like, it sounds like livro, and you're like, wait, like refri, they use like compu, refri, chiquitita, everything is a diminutive, and everything is a diminutive. Papitas, panquequitas, and you're just like, well, what is the original word before you eat at it? Like, what was it? Like in Costa Rica, they call me la chiquita alta. So, which is funny, right? It's a play on words, like the short talk.
Sí.
So just trying not to use too many diminutives, and then trying to be, trying to use as much of a general Spanish, choose general Spanish words as possible. It was a little bit challenging. So it did take me a little while because I would read it and I was like, that's not how they say it. Is that how, you second guess your abilities whenever you're writing in a foreign language. But.
Sure, yeah. So I always remember my professor in a college course for writing for children, always talking about, yes, the aesthetics matter. Yes, the beauty of writing, but there's also a barcode on the book, right? And trying to get that paper.
Right.
So I wonder how you found the balance, and also a good chance for you to shout it out, like where can we buy it? That kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's not on Amazon yet. I'm still selling it directly to customers. So I'll give you the link to our website that sells directly to customers.
Awesome. Okay.
But no, I knew that I hadn't seen children's books with melanated characters on the cover, unless it's an all Black book, all African American. And I wanted kids who were Indian to see the book and think that could be them. I wanted African American children to look at it and say, oh, that could be me. I wanted, mixed families to look at the book, and so that one of the kids could say, oh my God, I'm on the cover of that book. Right. So I didn't want it just to be an African American book. I wanted it to be a book that had characters of color that any child or family could possibly see themselves in the book.
Sure.
So there are different skin tones. Like the mom is lighter, the little girl's darker. The older sister is a little bit lighter. Their noses are different. Just like little nuances like that. But I definitely, and I think like the bright colors, a lot of books are pastel.
Okay.
No, I didn't like the pastel stuff. I wanted it bright and bold, and I wanted you to see her frizzy hair, and I wanted you to see her getting her hair combed, because I know there's some little girl that's gonna say, "Oh my God, my hair gets combed like that too." Like,
Yes, yes,
um,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I put what I wanted to see on the cover and let the chips fall where they may, and it's been
yeah,
pretty popular
yeah.
without overthinking it. So I've been really blessed in that aspect.
That's great. You've been featured in a couple magazines. Was it
Yeah, so far.
Kid Libro,
Kid Leo.
Kid
Yeah,
Leo?
Kid Leo. For
Yeah.
some reason, I can't think of the other ones right now, but
Uh-huh.
I'll text you those later.
That's great.
But yeah, no, it's been a couple. It was actually an Indian lady reached out to me, and she wanted to profile the book on an Indian platform,
Nice.
because again, the characters are characters of color.
Yeah.
I had a young lady in Vancouver. No, in Quebec. A little African American girl in Quebec. She put it on her Quebec channel.
Nice.
And I got a few orders from Canada, which was really, really cool.
Mm.
So yeah, so hopefully there's a lady in Australia who bought one.
Nice.
So it's a couple copies lingering in the world right now. It's a few
Yeah.
copies. I'm really
Man,
excited about that.
international. So Pitbull is Mr. Worldwide and you're Miss Worldwide.
I Miss Worldwide. I'm very
Señorita
excited about
Mundial.
that.
Okay.
Mundial.
Yeah.
Hopefully I want to get it, I want to get it translated into different languages. So I'd love to put it in French,
Nice.
and then move it. I think for English and French is my next, will be the next translation. And then I want to do it in maybe Mandarin would be the third.
Very cool.
Yeah. So we'll see.
How cool has it been to read it with family members and friends?
It's very cool. I like to see people's reaction. I like to give them the book and then don't say anything and just like watch them. And it's always about maybe the second or third page, and people are like, oh. Like I'm like, yes, I got another one. So it's very cool. I just I haven't got any bad comments at all. I just need people to take a picture of their kid reading the book and send it to me.
Okay.
But I've sold so far. I mean, it's not a lot compared to like what I'm planning to do in the future, but I've sold about a little over 100 copies so far, just from me distributing, not actually like having a bigger audience. But yeah, but I hope next year I really want to participate in the something of books. Why am I forgetting the name of it? At USC, the Festival of Books.
Oh, what a great weekend. Oh yeah.
Oh, I love the Festival of Books. So yeah, definitely, hopefully next year, because it got canceled this year, obviously.
Yeah.
Hoping to be out there in my little tent, slinging my books, hardcover and softcover.
Well, no,
I'm really excited about that.
I would love to go, whenever it's back in session, just, I'll travel down there. And if you're there, heck yeah.
All right, cool. Oh, so excited.
That is so
definitely
cool.
doing that. But definitely I'm going to get it switched into a hardcover and get it blown up to 11x17. And so we'll have different options, but
yeah. And when I promote this episode, I'll put the links all over the place, and
thank you.
So they can pick one up. And I'm looking forward to gifting it to a couple, friends and family as well.
I'll send you a couple copies. Yeah, I'll send you a couple copies.
I love it.
Absolutely. So thank you. But yeah, it's really cool. I'm super excited. I'm ready. I'm working on the second one. My teacher's a superhero. That one I'm really, really excited about. I get to introduce new characters, and that's really cool.
Well, yeah. Are you trying to keep that close to the vest, or tell us a little bit about that?
No, it doesn't be too close. Just real general. I'm doing my teacher's a superhero. It's the character Justine, right? So the main protagonist. She's looking in her community again, and she's thinking her teacher now is a superhero. And the teachers, she can just do really cool things that Justine just knows she's got to be a superhero, because who can play soccer like that? Right. Who can who knows all the math problem answers? The teacher does. So super duper excited about that one. Yeah.
Oh,
that
very
will be
cool.
done.
Very cool. Are you setting a deadline for yourself, or is it kind of like the chips will fall as they may?
The deadline is by my birthday. So by May, that one has to be completely written and finished and edited and whatnot. The illustrations have already begun. You can always start illustrating early. Illustrations have begun, but she has to be completely written by May, and hopefully, not hopefully, by the end of this year, we'll have that one in print, and I'll be able to package them together and start working on the third one.
So in Ernest Hemingway's, The Old Man and the Sea, he talks about in Cuba, they say when the sea is crazy and wild, they call it el mar. Mm-hmm. And when the sea is, tranquilo y todo, they say la mar.
Sí.
So I think I heard it correctly that you called the coming book She. Beautiful. So it's going to be a beautiful, calm, relaxing, helpful, positive book.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be fun. It's
awesome. Fun. That is really cool.
Really fun.
I wonder if maybe you could read a little bit from Mi Mamá.
Oh, sí, puedo hacerlo.
That would be
Let's see. So that's the
excelente.
cover, guys. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's my cover. Let's see. Do you want me to read in English or Spanish?
Las dos.
Okay.
Tal vez 2 o 3 páginas o más. No importa.
Sí.
Tenemos tiempo.
Okay. Okay. So estoy a comenzar. Voy a
Ajá.
comenzar con el principio.
Okay.
Alrighty. So on the outside, my mother looks like any other mama. She is sweet, pretty, and super smart. Mother makes me laugh, and she is good at art. But only I know the truth. She is more than you think. I believe that my mother is a superhero who wears pink. Por afuera, mi mamá se parece a cualquier otra mamá. Ella es dulce, linda y muy inteligente. Mi mamá me hace reír y es buena con el arte. Pero solo yo sé la verdad. Ella es más de lo que tú piensas. Yo creo que mi mami es una superheroína que usa el color rosa. My mother is a superhero and no one knows but me. She does not fly, become invisible, or move things with her mind. That is because she's a superhero of a whole different kind. Mi mami es una superheroína y nadie lo sabe además de mí. Ella no vuela, no es invisible o mueve cosas con su mente, pero ella es una superheroína de un tipo diferente. See, that would end up rhyming, but I wasn't trying to rhyme it. It just worked out that way. I have tried telling my sister, but she does not believe me. Big sisters always think they are smarter, but one day she'll see. I am not wrong. Mom is superhero strong. She can move the couch without any help and makes weird smoothies with broccoli and kelp. Your favorite. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't want to give away the whole pie, but that's basically it. I'll be at the end. All mothers are amazing, she says. One day you'll see. I love my superhero mother and she loves me. Todas las maestras. Think about the second one. Todas las madres son increíbles, dice mi mami. Un día lo verás. Yo amo a mi mami superheroína y ella me ama a mí. So, it's my favorite book. Pick it up, guys. It's a great read. You'll read it over and over and over again.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm definitely gonna have to read it with my kids again tonight.
Okay, take a picture. Let me see as I can add them to my
Oh, no
wall
doubt.
of love.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Thank you. Congratulations again. I mean, again, you have a book in the world. It's in Australia. It's in India. You talk about it's in Canada.
Yeah.
People close to you, people who you'd never met, are reading it, and obviously it's got a beautiful message. And
thank you, Fred.
We're in the same boat. I would love to write about my mom. I remembered that I wrote a short piece in college for my first workshop, and I was all ready to go, and the story got ripped apart.
Yes.
Rightfully so, though.
Okay.
The subject matter was beautiful. It was written in a way that just wasn't, it was cheesy, it was corny, it didn't fit, right?
Right.
For a college classroom, but yours fits.
Oh, thank you.
It's beautifully done. The bilingual touch.
Thank you.
Representing colors, characters of color.
Yeah.
All the above. It checks all the boxes. So
thank you.
Congratulations and continued great luck with the rest of your writing.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Please continue writing your mom's story. Take what you started with, even if it's Crapolini, and flip it.
Right. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to chat with you and to hear about this creation from beginning to end, and looking forward to the second one.
Woo-hoo. Thank you, Mr. Real. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Oh, man. And again, I'll be promoting this very much. You're going to want to pick up a copy of Mi Mamá. My mother is a superhero. Superhero is all in caps. Thank you so much for listening to episode 44. It was a pleasure to speak with CJ Charles, author of the said book and author of the coming book, and heck of a teacher as well. If you have enjoyed the Chills at Will podcast, please pause your podcast player right now and go to Apple to leave me a nice review. You can also ask for the podcast by name using Alexa and find it on Spotify and on Amazon Music. Follow me on Instagram, where I'm at Chills at Will podcast, or on Twitter, where I'm at Chills at Will PO1. This is a passion project of mine, a DIY operation, and I'd love for your help in promoting what I'm convinced is a unique and spirited look at an often ignored art form. The intro song for the Chills at Will podcast is Wind Down instrumental version, and the other song played on this episode was Hoops instrumental by Matt Whitehour, And both great songs are used through archesaudio.com. So for now, I hope that these quarantine days bring you texts by great writers like C.J. Charles, writers with mad skills whose work gives you chills at will.